Thank you very much, and hello there. Today we are coming to you from Sharjah Waste Energy. We are still here in the UAE, and we are part of a delegation of journalists that's been taken around different facilities where we're able to see what this country is doing as it prepares for itself, or prepares itself for the COP28, which will take place in November this year. Today's visit is quite interesting because we get to learn about waste to energy and how this country is using recyclable and non-recyclable waste to be able to convert it into energy. Energy poverty is obviously a big issue in a lot of places, particularly in our country, in South Africa. And we wonder if technologies such as this will not help South Africa, for instance, to get ideas and to maybe increase their capacity. There are already projects that are happening in different provinces. I know there's one in Western Cape and there's another one in KwaZulu-Natal, but certainly not at the size that this one is. This one is the first one in the United Arab Emirates waste to project. It's the waste project, and we're going to find out more information from the senior engineer here at Biha Energy, Mpho Masela. She's been giving us a presentation earlier on of very interesting facts of what they're seeing, but let's hear from her. Noah, thank you so much for making time to speak to us here at the SABC. Take us through this plant and why it's so important that you went the route of converting waste to energy.
So thank you for visiting and thank you for meeting me. Our ultimate goal at BIA and in Sharjah has always been to reach zero waste, and along the reach the UAE and the Arab region's highest waste diversion rate away from landfill, which is 76%. But we're there very close to 100%, and we had the challenge of non-recyclable waste that we were facing. So this is why we have decided to go with waste to energy, so that amount of non-recyclable general waste would go to our Sharjah waste to energy facility to get treated and burned to generate clean energy.
Yeah. I've been telling our viewers here about you are the first, but the numbers are quite admirable. 3.5 million tons of waste that you are recycling. It's adding about 30 megawatts of power. That's enough to power up more than around 28 million households. Take us through that journey about what you're trying to do, particularly with the community here at Sharjah.
So just to explain, BIA receives 3 million tons per year, and out of those, the amount of recyclables that we receive, the amount of non-recyclable waste or general waste that we receive and treat at the facility is 300,000 tons of waste annually. And as you mentioned, we generate 30 megawatts of clean energy that is enough to power 28,000 houses within Sharjah. Yes.
Yeah. And I spoke earlier on off camera, we're talking about the issue of jobs. In a lot of countries, unemployment is a big thing. How many people are you employing, particularly in this facility?
So we are employing over 50 employees, but a large part of the plant runs automatically, but still we do need a lot of employees, especially in the day shift, to monitor and control everything, and also to do a lot of site visits.
Yeah. During your presentation, you let us in about the finances and the funding to set up this, and how a lot of people did not believe that the UAE could do it. Take us through that journey. We know that with projects of this magnitude, funding does become an issue, and to prove people wrong, I'm sure becomes somewhat of a nice feeling afterwards.
Definitely. So as I mentioned to you before the interview, we have faced a lot of challenges, to be very frank with you, and a lot of people have doubted us. They were saying things like, how are you going to build such a type of plant in this region with this climate? And in fact, it was actually a challenge to build such a facility in this climate. For example, there are a lot of market leaders that are experts in cold regions, but they're not very familiar with how to design the plant for this region. But we have overcame all these challenges, and we have successfully designed it to fit this region, and we have successfully got funding to start the plant, and the plant is commercial, which means that we are earning a lot of profit from the plant itself. So we proved to everyone who doubted us that we can do it.
Yeah. This is an ambitious plan. Of course, as we head to COP28, people will be looking to the United Arab Emirates for technologies such as these. However, will you be able to give them the know-how of where to start? And I mean, I'm also thinking about the issue of waste, that it's segregated into different types of waste. What type of waste are you seeing, maybe to the naked eye, that, oh, we seem to be struggling with this, that is unrecyclable, etc.?
So mainly, as I talked to you before the interview, we face a lot of recyclables that are contaminated. I can say that that is the highest amount that we receive here at the facility. We have a lot of recyclables that are contaminated. For example, we have cardboard, we have plastics, we have a lot of cloth also and fabrics. So it's a mixture of different types of waste, but we do have specific rules on what to accept at the facility and what to not accept. For example, we cannot process chemical waste or very hazardous or industrial waste. So yeah.
Now, as we wrap up, obviously the plan is mostly for COP28 is 2030. However, your plan as the UAE is 2050. Only 30 megawatts into the power grid now. What is the ultimate goal?
So, of course, Sharjah Waste to Energy is our first project in the UAE, but our ultimate goal is to not only develop more waste to energy facilities to support the UAE's ambitions and goals with the energy targets that they have put, but we also want to reach a wider region, and this is why we are in discussion with different countries to build more waste to energy facilities outside of the UAE.
I hope you'll be heading down south in Africa and to help the countries there.
Yes, definitely. Why not? Sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Noof. Thank you. I've been speaking to Noof Jamal. She is one of the senior engineers here at this waste to energy plant here in the UAE, and she gives very interesting figures, and I can imagine that if a lot of countries can adopt this method, it can go a long way in trying to have a renewable and sustainable energy, as it's something that we are all striving for as we head towards the whole just transition. And with that, let me hand over back to you in studio, and I join the rest of the group in their tour here at the UAE.